Of course.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to this interesting podcast, The Accidental Mother. Now we have seen Daniela is back to town. Liam, the son, is sick. He has leukemia and he needs blood transfusion. Now, Daniela has come back to Michaeltown. The most important thing that brought her here is to treat Liam and also to look for Liam's father. Will Daniela find that man that she slept with accidentally 4 years ago? You know, the way it happened, Daniela can't even remember clearly how the person looks like. They never talked, they never spoke to one another, you know, under normal circumstances. So let's see today how things are going to unfold for Daniela in the search of Liam's father.
I only sweet talk you. Pretty sister, when I was chatting with Nurse Jane yesterday, she said that my eyes don't look like yours. Do my eyes look like my bad daddies who slept with you but didn't take responsibility? Daniela pursed her lips and smiled. Maybe. I can't remember what he looked like either. Then you can start looking for him based on Liam's eyes. He might be the one if he looks like me. Daniela laughed at Liam's childlike chatter. She got up to change her clothes in the washroom. When she stepped back into the room, Liam's eyes brightened at the sight of her. Pretty sister, you're really, really pretty today. Although she was the mother of a cute 3-year-old, Daniela was only 22 years old this year. She was still in her youth and looked vibrantly fresh and pretty, no matter what she wore. Liam pumped up his little fist into the air towards himself as his childish voice sounded, Good luck, pretty sister. I can't wait for the day when my sister is sitting on the broadcasting stage. Mommy will do her best. Thank you, baby. The sky was dark and cloudy, indicating an incoming storm. The gods seemed to want to stop Danny from heading to the broadcasting station, as the taxi she was taking broke down after they got onto the highway. A black Rolls-Royce drove on the highway with its high beam on. The car's speed decreased as it passed the other cars, while the wipers moved quickly to stave off the heavy rain. Martin, who had been driving steadily through the blurry road, suddenly stepped hard onto the brakes as the car almost knocked into a slender silhouette that had dashed over in the rain. Fortunately, his driving skills were good enough, as he managed to stop the car a few centimeters away from the figure. He looked through the rearview mirror as his head dipped slightly in apology at the sudden stop. The man had just returned from a business trip and had not rested properly for days. At the abrupt stop, he had already opened his obsidian eyes and narrowed them slightly. His sexy scarlet lips opened slightly. What happened? Martin was ready to reply when someone suddenly tapped on the car window. Martin lowered the car window. A stream of wetness surrounded him, with the rain falling in and dampening the interior. His eyes showed a hint of surprise when he saw that it was a young lady who had knocked on the door. Young lady, is there anything you need? Daniela smiled slightly at Martin, who was so nervous that he appeared somewhat cute. Her dimples appeared faintly and made her appearance shine even more. Her beauty was incomparable. Hello, it's like this. The taxi that I was on broke down and won't be fixed anytime soon. I'm in a hurry to get to an interview. Is it possible for you to help me to get to a place that is convenient enough for me to get a taxi? Martin looked behind him, intending to ask the person in the back seat. Daniela, however, had mistaken his action and thought that he was telling her to sit in the back. Danny opened the door and closed her umbrella, ready to get into the car. However, she then realized that the back was not empty. A man was already sitting for it, making his figure
So, incidents, you need to take note of this particular meeting with someone. Daniela is going to the interview for a job. Of course, she has come down here to look for Liam's father, but in the meantime, she needs to get a job. And the place she's going to get this job is also strategic. It's not an ordinary place. So I'll just urge you to continue listening, okay? I hope you're enjoying this beautiful story.
Sharp and exquisite. There was a chest brooch on his vest, and its elegant and classic design sparkled. His long legs were spread slightly apart. His stance was proud and arrogant, while his long, defined fingers rested on his knee. She could see a glimpse of the expensive watch hidden under his sleeve. He had his eyes closed slightly, while his head tilted towards the car window on his side. Danny could only see his well-defined nose, pursed lips, and handsome jawline from where she was standing. Although she could only see half of his face, it was still full of manliness. He was very handsome, but his appearance was detached and cold. Even Danny, who had long been disappointed in men, had to resist the urge to turn his face towards her and take a good look at his face. Pursing her lips, she got into the car and closed the door. The car started again, and Daniela said "Thank you." The man next to her ignored her completely, while Martin, sitting in front, replied with a curt welcome. Danny was dressed professionally in a white shirt paired with a black pencil skirt. Her sinful pair of long, fair legs was attractively on display. There was a large wet patch on the right side of her waist, and her shirt stuck tightly to her skin, showing a trace of her perfect waistline. She tied her hair into a low ponytail, showing her gorgeous face in all its full glory. With the blushing red lipstick on her pouty lips, together with her fair skin, she was a vision, with an indescribable charm where one could not take their eyes off of her. Even Martin, who usually had a substantial degree of self-control, surreptitiously glanced at her a few times through the rearview mirror. However, the man next to Daniela did not react. He remained in the same arrogant sitting posture he had been in since she got in the car and totally ignored the beauty next to him. Danny wiped away the water droplets on her body with a piece of tissue. She glanced at the man's perfectly tailored black suit trousers from the corner of her eye. Although she had not seen the man's face from the front as he was turned towards the window, the man's nose, lips, and face shape were somewhat familiar to her. She felt like a mess when she suddenly recalled the surprise she had felt that morning 4 years ago. Oh my God, it cannot be that coincidental, can it? Her gaze moved languidly up from the man's trousers, taking her time to look him over. She took in his muscular chest and broad shoulders, pausing at his habitually pursed lips.
Something is going to lead to something in this podcast. I don't know whether you believe in providence. I don't know whether you believe in faith. Do you believe in miracle? Do you believe in divine arrangement? But something is going to happen here. So, Daniela has started suspecting if this man is the man she actually came to look for. You know, the main reason she came to Michaeltown is not just only Liam's treatment, but also to see if she can find the father. Because now that she needs, the boy needs blood transfusion. She doesn't have any other family. Her blood doesn't match. And you know, if the father is there, they would have checked if the father's blood will match. It's a very important meeting today. Will this guy be the one that she came to look for, or is he a relative or a friend? I will leave you, okay, to discover for yourself in subsequent episode. For today, I want to say thank you for listening. Please subscribe and also like the video. I'll see you again in the next episode.